Hi everyone! We just finished our business meeting and I'm here with my amazing upline Pauline. She's Tongan. I bet most of you have been seeing her on social media. She's been everywhere. She's been traveling everywhere. So we're gonna meet her and ask her a few questions. So yeah, Lynn, if you can introduce yourself
Sure.
to my followers.
Awesome. Okay, hi everyone. So like Verica said, my name is Pauline. So this business I started just as a customer. I have no business background. I had no idea how an online business works. But all I knew is I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I wanted to contribute and just earn money for my family. Because when we first got married, we were struggling financially. We had enough money, but not for extra things. So we could pay our bills, we could do all of that, but we couldn't go to the Coromandel. We couldn't go to skydive. We couldn't do any of those extra things that I saw other people doing. And I feel like that's what I want. I want to experience those things. And when I heard about the business, my first thought was, oh no, I can't do that. I can't go live. I can't post. I'm shy to meet people. I automatically started doubting myself, but still in the back of my mind, I kept thinking man, that's so cool. Imagine if I could go to Greece one day. That's what I was thinking when I saw, my uplines qualifying for trips. I just thought, how cool will it be if I got to go to South Africa? And, you guys have seen on Verica's stories, we're here in Korea, but a couple months, we're qualifying right now for Egypt. The next trip will be to Egypt. You're probably thinking man, how cool would it be to go to Egypt? And then automatically, you might think, no, but it's too hard. It's not. But what I want you guys to know is that last night we had a welcome dinner and we had all of these new people qualifying from Kiribati, from Nauru, from Christmas Island, from Fiji, from PNG, Samoa.
Christmas Island.
All of these people qualifying. And straight away to me, that's meant that, there's still people out there who don't know about this. There are still people who are going to join who will be better than what we're doing right now. But it's up to us to share with them and it's up to us to show them. So I guess, I've been in the business now 9 years. I've been able to grow. I feel like my skills around social media, around marketing and branding, about sales. But I think the best skill that I've learned in this business is the power to control my mindset. As soon as I have a negative thought, I have to think no, I can do this because I've seen someone else do this. And yes, I'm tired and yes, I'm I just feel overwhelmed, but I can still do this. I just need to take time right now to breathe. Not a long time, but I need to take time to rethink my thoughts, rethink my actions, and then get back into it. And it's when you know where you want to go and you know what you want to achieve, you will figure it out. And yes, you might take a mental health day, maybe you might take time to rest, but the sooner you can get on and just build, the faster your goals and your dreams will start to happen. So I'm a mum of 4. I used to live in New Zealand. I've now moved to Tonga so I can live with my parents. This is my 24th trip with Nu Skin. That's so many. It's so many trips. Yeah, so many trips with Nu Skin. But every trip to me, I'm still man, I can't believe this is my life. I can't believe, there were times where I didn't even have money to pay for my petrol. I would go to the center to pick up my order. Then I would wait there until 3:30 for my commission to come in. Then I'll go to the nearest petrol station to pay for petrol. I would go to the center sometimes and I'll do some meetings and I'll come down and my car won't start. So when people say but the struggle is real, trust me, I know, the struggle is real. There'll be times where we'll be doing shopping at Pack and Save. My husband will be you got to take that all, we can't, got to take that off, got to take this on. It was no extra stuff. And so, when I say I know what it feels to be broke, I know what it feels to want more. And I think that's something that I've learned from being in the islands is we appreciate a lot of the things. I was talking with my downline and me and her lived in the dorms together at Liahona. And she said to me, when we were at home on a smaller island, she said, we only ate meat once a week. during the other days, we just eat whatever we have at home. Sometimes just cassava and salt. Sometimes it was just like, because Sunday was the only day we ate meat. And so when she came to the dorms, and what we do at the dorms is we have to like take off all of the food and put it into a bucket for the pigs. And she said, I would watch people waste the meat, waste the sausages, waste the chicken, waste all of that. And she would just cry. And she went and asked our dorm mother for the phone number and for the phone to call her dad and say, I wish all of this food could come home, because I know how we struggled. I know all of that. And the reason why I share that is because I want you guys to know that, to be in a situation of struggle, you can progress and you can get better. And once you appreciate that, like, growth is going to come to you, then you know that, like, I'm working hard, not just for my family, for my parents, for my kids, for my future, so that we don't have to struggle all the time. And once you get into that mindset, posting becomes easy. Going live becomes easy. Inviting people, building this business becomes easy, because you're not doing it as a hobby. You're not doing it for fun. You're doing it, I have to do this because my family depends on it. And once you start thinking like that, you can overcome everything, because you're like, I don't care if she said no to me. There's someone else who's going to say yes to me. I don't care if this is not working. I'm going to find a way to make it work. And once you start performing like that, you'll find that, like, you will make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've heard from that. So if you didn't know, or if this is your first time hearing me sharing about my uplines, she's at the top of the compensation plan of our company. So that's like the CEO or the board of director, one of the board of directors. Yeah, she's like at the really, really top. But before Nu Skin, like, what were you doing education-wise? What were you doing, or like, what?
Sure.
Yeah.
So in 2017, before I started doing Nu Skin, I was a social worker. So I worked full-time as a social worker in South Auckland. I worked from 8:30 to 4:30 every day. I just graduated with my master's, and I was already applied. I was already in my doctorate program at University of Auckland, because I grew up with Tongan parents, and so in the Tongan society, you gotta get a good job, get a good education, because that means that you were well educated and you were taught well, and you're gonna work an office job. Like, that's kind of what success looked like for
Same
Polynesians.
as
Yes. And so I thought, okay, good, I got my bachelor's, I'm gonna get my master's, I'm gonna get my doctorate. I didn't even know why. I just did it because that's what you're supposed to do, And I wanted to make my parents proud. That's all Polynesians. We want our parents to be proud. We want to make sure we make our family name, like, that's
Put it out there.
Put it out there, so that when people say, oh, my daughter is a doctor, my daughter is a blah 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 blah. Anyway, so that's what I was doing in 2017. So I was doing my PhD program. I was like nearly halfway through my PhD program to become a doctor. Like, that was kind of what the goal was. And then I was following the plan, but I started to have kids. So I got married, I had Avery, then I had Joe. And when I became a mom, my perspective changed. And I thought, actually, as much as I want to fulfill my educational goals, I want time with my family. I want to, be able to spend time and give them the future that I want them to achieve and all of that. And so when Nu Skin was presented to me, I was like, straight away, nah, I'm not going to go sell. Like, I felt like I was downgrading from like an education to like a network marketing company. But still inside me, I was like, but I want everything that they talk about. I want the freedom. I want the time. I want, the flexibility to work from anywhere. And so I just kind of kept sitting with it, and I kept thinking, like, what if it works? What if everything they say works? What if I can qualify for these trips? What if I can become a big, distributor in Nu Skin? And I kept fighting with myself, like, should I go with Nu Skin? Should I quit my job? Like, I was just so torn, but I ended up picking the one with the results that I wanted, because I had social workers who were my co-workers who were in their 60s and 70s, and they were still clocking into work at 8 o'clock, 8:30. They were still sitting in traffic at 4:30. They were still talking about how they had limited time. And I just thought, like, I don't want to get to the end of my life and be like, the only place I went to was work. Like, what a scary feeling. And, you know, from that, I made the decision, if I just build Uskin and build Uskin big, maybe I can have time with my family. Maybe I can go on these trips. Maybe I can spend time. And that was enough for me to build this. So that's how I've been able to earn an income, live in Tonga and still build this business, and to continue to build it, because I guess that the real decision was I just wanted to live better and do more.
Nice. From someone with a really good education background and high degrees to now doing network marketing, and it still works. Like, you know, like it's working, and it gives you that time freedom, that flexibility, something that I really want as well. And, you know, like I really like that feeling of when your parents ask you to come over, you know, like come to Samoa, because I reside in New Zealand. And when my parents say, oh, we need you, you know, next month, can you come to help babysit or do this and that? And I'm you know, like I was able to travel back home without asking someone permission. I am now doing Nu Skin full time for the time being, because I still haven't received, you know, like clearance from doctors to go back to work after my car accident. But yeah, so hearing from you, you know, like you've done it, I know I can do it too.
Yes, yeah.
So you're such an inspiration.
Yeah. And you're so young.
Yeah. And I have a lot of time, you know, like to do it. Thank you for leading the way, you know, like for doing all the mistakes and for learning it first, so that we can learn and do it faster.
Yes.
So thank you for that. And so last question before we finish, because I'm hungry. You know, like I've been sharing my journey, and I've been receiving a lot of messages from my followers and friends and people that I know I went to school with, saying, oh, I love seeing your journey, I love your updates. But when I get back to them and ask, do you want to do this with me? You know, like you should do this with me, you should travel the world with me. Our next trip is to Egypt. And they'll be like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, you know, like I'm a very shy person. I don't know how to go live, you know, I'm very shy. What, you know, like people watching from the fence, people watching and wanting to do what we do as well, but they had that doubt in themselves. Like, what would you? Also, there were people that we did the business that joined me and did the business together, but majority have quit the business and, you know, not doing it anymore. Like, what would you say? What would your advice be to them?
Yeah, I think my biggest piece of advice is you only have one life, and if you live it scared, you will continue to just live a very basic life. But if you decide, like, I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it anyway, you will build the courage. And if you feel like, oh my gosh, what if this, what if this, what if this? If you overthink the negative, you can then overthink the positive as well. And so you've just got to have so much courage to be like, man, I'm scared, but I'm going to do this anyway. And when you go and you achieve it, when you come back, you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to do it again, but I feel good. And then after that, you get to like the next level of courage.
Yeah.
Then you talk to yourself again, and you get the next level. And so, like, just know that this business is a journey. As you grow, as you continue to go into it, like, you will receive the benefits if you keep going. And so I guess the benefits in the business that I love the most is the income. I also love that you get to meet people, the community that you get to build, and just learning from people who have done it and who are so willing to share. Yeah. And, you know, if you see people and they're succeeding and they're wanting to show you, like, that's a life hack. Having someone to guide and mentor you instead of you trying to figure it out and learn it for yourself. So, with all that being said, just give yourself the courage that you need to grow and just go all in. And like, Egypt is going to happen. You'll see Berika there as well. You'll see her team growing. And the last thing you want to do is to be like, man, that could have been me. I wish I continued going. I wish I stayed consistent. I wish I stuck to it. So decide now and commit. and then for the next 7 months, just run hard with it, and you'll see yourself in Egypt. But it's not just Egypt, it's getting to Egypt and then knowing that, man, if I can do Egypt, I can do the next trip and the next trip and the next trip and the next trip. And then you'll find yourself, traveling will be a normal thing in your life. Earning an income consistently will become a normal thing. And you'll find that the struggles that you experience today will just be a memory, and you will continue to learn and progress and grow. So
You'll laugh at it in the
Yes.
future. Well, yes, you heard her. Do it scared.
Yeah.
Do it. If you're scared, if you're shy, if you're doubting yourself, just do it.
yeah,
Just
do it anyway. Yeah.
Man, I love that. And I've learned so much from Line. She's my 4th or 5th upline, and it's so amazing that I get to learn from her and have that talk face to face. Because when you're in the traditional business and your 5th leader would be your assistant manager or the manager or the CEO of your business,
They don't want to teach you.
Yeah, do you have that courage to go up to your CEO and say, how do I do this? You don't do that at a traditional job. I'm not putting that down, but the things that we are able to do with this opportunity. So yeah, thank you so much, Lina, for your time.
No worries. Thank you for having me. Thank you,
I
everyone.
hope you learned something from her. I've been learning a lot from her since joining this business and on this trip as well. So if you have any questions, or if you're interested in joining us, or if you're just curious, just let us know. Let me know. I can help you. If you ask me, I don't know, we go ask Lina.
Yeah.
Yes, so thank you for watching. We're gonna go have
Bye,
lunch now.
everyone. Bye.